Tokyo Ghost is back. For those of you who are lost in the sauce, go check out my previous videos or the playlist for the Tokyo Ghost series. Then come back and watch this one because it gets wicked real quick. Picking up exactly where we left off, with the city of Tokyo being obliterated by the hands of Led Dent himself, destroying his life and his love Debbie. Some time has passed after this event, and this is where our story picks off. A man with the face of a pie and his wife decided to cross a line. You see, they knew the truth. They knew Los Angeles was doomed. They knew Tokyo was the future, and they knew they were not going there. They knew only the 1% friends of Flack were going to be allowed access. They wanted access. So they kidnapped a bunch of rich people and threatened that if they are not allowed entrance into Tokyo, they will get lit up. Little did they know this was broadcast live, and he was coming. Dent was here. Now, the Dent we know was reeled back because he always had Debbie. This Dent didn't. This Dent was just here to kill, and killing he did. He did it very well. The granny thought she could dance with him. I mean, she honestly tried, but he was still Dent. He took her slashes like a G. She realized that he was playing with her and decided to go all in, but he wasn't playing. He was just waiting for the opportunity to split her in half, and when he did, he went back on mode. Pieface must have realized that he was screwed, so he set off the charges and he decided to escape, thinking maybe Dent wouldn't kill these people, but he did not know Dent. Dent didn't give a shit about the rich. He crashed his bike straight through them. He made a waterfall of blood. No freeze, no you're under arrest. He was just here to kill. And he was coming for little Jack and his girl. These folks were on a blimp and they just charged right out of there because they knew this constable, Dent in particular, was just a heat-seeking missile. They tried to release their traps, dropping pies on his face, but Dent didn't give a damn. So she decided to go for his bike, and it worked. But he didn't need his bike to kill. As he was airborne, he put all his weight into his landing, crushing their vehicle. This was ridiculous, especially because their vehicle was made out of pie stuff. Dent was him. But you also need to understand that Dent was not himself. Even right now, he never saw anything but red. He was here to complete his task. Pieface begged, "Save my girl, she's dying." But our boy said nothing. It got so bad, Pieface had to point out that hundreds of people were dying because of him, because of his actions. But even when he wanted to feel emotion, Davy stopped him. Davy was in his head after all. But you see, someone else saw this play out, and she was coming. Back with Flack though, he was enjoying his time. Everyone loved him. I mean, even the city, they thought he was doing the right thing when he was just trying to find a safe place for him and his crew. Flack was pathetic, and we know it. So does Davy. But right now, Flack was his boss, and he was here to report some good news. Construction in Tokyo was done. Now it was time to roll out. Flack said, "Okay, tell my people, let them get packing." But this guy was concerned. He wanted more security on Flack. But Flack made him realize, "You don't give commands, you work for me." Pathetic. Get this shit done or you die. Bro, he was too badass for a weakling. Regardless though, relocations took place. I mean, everyone was here. Constables in every corner securing this location. But some of the constables actually thought Flack was wrong. Some even tried to have a conversation with Dent, but Dent was too focused on his shows. So they let him be, saying in quiet tones that he was the one that watched his girl die. Physically, we could see his rage being suppressed, but there was no need, because someone was about to kill every single person in this room. She came from the shadows and she drew blood. They were dropping. These were constables and hand soldiers with nanites that repair their bodies, but they were getting torn apart. All that was left was Dent, and when he came to, everyone was dead, and she was behind him. He knew who this person was, and she knew him too. They fought for a moment, but she made sure to let him know this is not the end. She's coming. And she's coming for everybody and everything. After the events of Tokyo, Dent was never the same. He lost his girl. She was his life. and at some moments he could see her all around him. He tried to apologize. He never meant for any of this to happen. He was not in control. But when he came to, it was still the same. She died. She was dust. And he was left feeling like shit. The only sensation he could work with was his juice. The juice kept him from feeling. He didn't want to feel. And at this moment, when he saw her, he felt a lot. Sadly for him, Davy came calling. Davy, his master. Right now, the richest of the city were being boarded onto a big cruiser because they were going to Tokyo for an everlasting party. Now, only people with a higher IQ were allowed to pass, and even their president didn't have a high IQ. But anyone that disrespected the president got ripped apart right there and then. Dent was the muscle for a reason, but right now they had a party to get to, and it was a party for the ages. I mean, men, women, everywhere you look. Sadly for them, they had pressing business to attend to, so they went straight through to his office. Scouring the memories of Dent, they saw her, and they knew, or rather, he knew who she was. Dent saw her photo and his consciousness started to surface, but Davy reminded him, yeah, she's a killer. He even altered her memories to make her a murderer. This was messed up. You don't mess with a person's memories, but yes, he still did it. He wanted Dent to be docile. Sadly for them, this was not the time to be docile because she was here and she wanted blood. She was old blood. The guards came forth. They tried to strike her, but she was already gone. You see, she was quick. She had stealth on her side. She had the training of a ninja, and she knew how to use it. Anyone who stood in her path was dead. Everyone was dead. Flack, absolutely terrified, said, I thought you took care of this. You will protect me or you will die. So, our boy Dent went off to do battle. Unknown to him, this was the perfect plan because she didn't want him. She wanted his boss, and he was afraid in his room, alone. She was there in the shadows. She was back. Debbie Decay was back. And the first thing she wanted to do was humiliate him. So she took a finger, let him know he's not untouchable. Kazumi will want me to give you mercy, as she stabbed him in his chest. I am not Kazumi. She took his head clean off. That's some Black Air Force energy right there. But the thing is, this was someone's plan. From the shadows, we could hear a Joker-like laugh. You just did my job for me. You see, he was the only person controlling my energy. Now, he's dead. Now, I can let loose. Davy Trauma was free.